Hello, call me Walker. I'm the actual developer and scriptwriter. Before we start, I'd like to thank Caden for saying the script for me. Otherwise it'd sound really weird. Although this video is not big in visuals, this is showing the basic outline, and all videos after this should be with much more video. Thank you for watching.
Augmented reality is growing at an accelerated pace in the 21st century. From Pokemon Go to Snapchat filters to IKEA's AR furniture placer. AR is only becoming more mainstream with time. However, there is yet to be an AR system that completely incorporates AR into the modern consumer's life. This is where the Vector Gear comes in. The Vector Gear is an augmented reality module worn on your head, capable of showing information to the user. To use it also requires a jacket that comes with it that holds the motherboard and battery, but it has its own merits. It includes health, location, and direction, as well as having games, adjustable internet browser, and a function that warns the authorities of your direct location and current state if you have a lower BPM or brain activity, as well as dozens of other things in planning. This is possible thanks to the UI functions created in Unity. However, this is not all made in one day. The current series will go over the creation of the Vector Gear capabilities from start to finish. Today, we will be focusing on the three sections of the Vector Gear. The basic user interface menu within the Vector Gear, the basic set of widgets capable of being used within the Vector Gear, and a small look at what is next in the to-do list. To start, the UI is comprised of 5 sections. General, housing several options such as time, location, and even a browser tab. Apps, allowing for specialized software to be used whether for home, gaming, work, or anything in between. Friends and media, giving you the capability to see photos, listen to music, access files within your Vector Gear, as well as set up your public profile. Messaging, keeping the ability to call, message, video chat all in one, as well as adding several other functions. And settings, which will be fully made once I have the FP5V board, as setting this up may be a little tricky if I want to add in all of the functions planned without said board. The widgets have not been plugged into the buttons as of yet, so they will be shown by themselves. Let's start with the Generals tab. It consists of 4 categories: widgets, add-ons, media, browser. The widget tab consists of a select amount of parts. The volume and brightness sliders are at the top and bottom of the UI. The day and time button displays the current time and day, as well as an expandable calendar and to-do list. This is displayed directly to the left of your hand at all times. The NOTD, or News of the Day tab, allows you to see or hear news headlines that appear to the left of your hand and around your wrist. You will be able to control your source of news from the settings page, from Futurism to BBC to any other news site. You can have up to 3 displayed at once. The Settings tab will include the ratings in terms of their bias, update schedule, reliability, field, and so on. The Location tab shows your geographical location, as well as a separate button that extends to show a mini-map of where you are that can be zoomed out to world scale. This can be pressed to allow for directions to be set, although that can also be done by your AI, which is something I will get onto. The Your Health tab shows you your current BPM, brain activity, and can show more information depending on if you buy more sensors at the time of sales. This shows from a 3D model of a human skeletal system with the parts of muscular and nervous system shown as well. The Add-ons tab opens to show an installed and store button, both leading you to Railway. Railway is a VR shopping store made by Walker Industries focusing on game developers. In return for asking a low percentage of profits, under 15%, we will try to increase the range in which developers can stretch their legs and invite them to work with us. Railway will hold the plugins and some apps for the Vector Gear. The Friend tab shows messaging, an unnamed social media, which will be talked about another day, I think you guys will like this, an unnamed VR meetup app, and other social media tabs. The Messaging tab is a Walker Industry service that allows for texting, video chats, and voice chats. The social media app will be redacted until it is finished. The VR Meetup app, also unnamed, is currently in the works. Although I won't talk about it too much, it is a place where people can meet up in VR and do things from work using a virtual computer to just hanging out or even exploring an open world. It is made in Unreal, which has a high amount of realism capability. Is there evidence for this, you may ask? The video currently being shown is a part of Unreal Engine 4's update trailer for an older version of the program. I think about where it may be now. However, I wish to get a newer, more powerful computer to run all of this from. The other social media tab allows you to access things such as Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter all from the Vector gear. The AI list is currently built up of 7 AIs. Athena, personal navigation and travel AI. Dominion, main OS AI. Caden, artificial intelligence for electronics control and security. Harper, drone and plugins AI. PathOS, map finding and logical reasoning AI. Star, social interaction AI. And Vega, developer mode AI. They can all be turned on and off at will and can all be used at once. They will all be seen in AR as 3D models, which change depending on your needs. The setting tab will be used for the configuration of the Vector gear and won't be finished until I get a motherboard for the Vector gear to do it on. I will also add in other things such as a file explorer, calculator, and gallery. The logo shown may help in imagining what is next for the Vector gear. From the time this video is uploaded, it should take me at most 8 days to set up a good 75% of the UI from Unity. Unless it's a separate project, I probably won't be making any videos until then. The next steps after this would be to work on some other functions to make this look more like it's an actual AR. So far, functions in the list of stuff I want to add includes AR geolocation based on 3D models and overlays, by overlays think Dark Souls, item navigator for finding things in stores, face recognition to identify friends, foes, and criminals, furniture placement allows for you to place items in a house and have it bought at the best prices available. Ranges from beds and couches to lamps, painted walls, drapes, and on some occasions, limited time furniture options. VR driving, a way to practice driving or just go exploring anywhere you want, from country roads to places that don't exist yet. And VR cooking, a game where the player learns to cook, ranging from sweets and pastries to common food items to special lessons by real-life chefs. But that's a small part of what's to come. I will very likely be talking about these in the next update and will be done when I finish the haptic gloves. More on that later. I will hopefully also be able to talk about the games I've been working on for the past 6 months soon as well. Although this all sounds cool and you'll probably can't wait to see the finished product, there's one dreaded problem that touches every developer, regardless of their venture: money. Although I would love to make a final prototype of the Vector gear, I will have to put that on pause until I can get the basics done. Then I might be able to open a Kickstarter or something that will have an actual effect. I want to make a VR haptic glove for the Vector gear and a VR treadmill. For the glove basis, hand tracking and function, I'm looking for $100. However, to get the haptic gloves fully done, with temperature, pressure, and such, I'm focusing on $350 to develop it. It'll likely be cheaper to sell, but the costs now go for the actual development as well, trial and error, coding, etc. Also, for those unaware, a haptic glove allows you to feel things in VR as if they were real. The one I'm working on will be thin, stop finger movement when you hold something, and of course align with the 5 senses. The treadmill, however, is another story. The VR treadmill is an 8-foot enclosure that will allow the users to walk, run, sit, lay, and do all sorts of movements in VR without fail. By using a crane system, the user is always directed to a certain point where they will have the most space. However, I still have to worry about designing the leap forward feature, as that might be troublesome to make. To make the base, it'll cost $400. To make the enclosure around it, with the health system, walls, and all, it'll cost me $600. To make the crane system, which allows for you to jump, fly, swim, lie down, and all, it'll cost $1,200. Again, the costs are very likely to be much lower when selling time comes around. I'm also seeing if I can raise $400 for a higher power laptop that can run all the software I want easily. Overall, this is going to be expensive to finish. However, I will remain determined. Thanks for watching. This video was narrated by me, Caden. I hope you all enjoyed and are excited to see this project unfold and everything else that comes out as well.